Well, I have been in a string of bad luck. Real bad luck. So, today is Tuesday, about 2:30 p.m., and I should be at work right now, at least for the next few hours, but I'm not. Instead, I'm home dealing with one crisis after another. The first crisis, this past Saturday, I lost my job. Got laid off. I was one of 65 or 70 people let go. So once again, I'm on the unemployment line. The second crisis, the one that I'm dealing with in the immediate, it has to do with this closet, which is the only closet in my house. Go figure. Anyway, here a while back, I came in here to get the coolant reservoir bottle for a Malibu I was working on, and I had it stored in here along with some other parts. And I hadn't been in this closet in a long time. Well, that's when I discovered I had a roof leak. And the roof leak, from the rains that we've had the past few months, had caused a mold problem. So, it got pretty bad, getting a hold of the landlord. Eventually it got to the point where all the sheetrock in the closet was soaked and moldy and growing. And I've got severe respiratory sensitivity to that kind of thing. So I ended up duct taping this door shut and not entering it until just recently, because I couldn't. It hurt me to do so. Well, finally it got to the point where I had to. Water was coming from under the door from the leak, which you'll see in a minute. And I just bucked up and bought some masks and taped them to my face and did everything I could. And went in and crowbars and hammers and whatever I could to strip out the damaged, soaking wet sheetrock and the damaged, moldy, rotted wood. And this is what we've got left. So the first thing we see, hey, there's daylight coming in here. And I can't spend too much time filming this because there's still mold, and still need to treat it before it can be repaired. But all of this was soaked to the point where you can grab handfuls of the sheetrock and squeeze moisture out of it. So this whole wall had to come out. That is mold. I don't know how well this up on film. Probably not too well. But that's mold, and I know it's not going to show up because there's no light in here. But there's traces of black mold on this wood. I've got fans running, which you may be able to hear, trying to dry this out. But let's take a look at the yeah, there's my nice what would you call this, sunroof, sunlight, whatever. Nice, and it looks like there's one good slat, an entire slat on the outside roof missing. Yeah, great. So, gee, I wonder why it was leaking. And I had buckets in here catching the water, because it wasn't a bad leak at first. At first, it was just dripping, dripping, dripping. So I put a couple of 5-gallon buckets in here to catch, but it apparently collapsed the rest of the wood away, probably when we had a good storm. And yeah, there's my hole. Get rid of that glare. There we go. There's my leak. Wonderful roof leak. I can see daylight. So, I don't know what the for. I'm hoping we don't have any more rain immediately soon. Otherwise, I'll have to find a way to get on the roof and cover it with something. In the meantime, all this has to be treated. There's some slight black mold. There's some white gray on the rafter there. Probably it worth a crap with no lighting in here. All this wood, dark, is wet, and I'm going to put some fans in here to try to dry all this out as much as I can. Also, I've got birds getting in here somewhere. Had that for a while before that hole appeared. All that hanging down, that's all plant materials bringing in here, so I gotta figure out where they're getting in here and put an end to that. So we're gonna have to re-sheetrock I don't know, one of my friends suggested I use an Adobe based material. I really don't know what that is or how to do it. But yeah, this is the crisis I'm dealing with right now. And I got to get a hold of the landlord to tell her, I mean, all this wood from right here all the way to this back wall, and then all the way down to this wall here, all this kind of slat wood that was in here was so wet that it was actually bowing. It was actually sagging. When I got the sheetrock off, it was all sagging down. Soaking wet, disgusting. So, yeah. And on top of everything, of course, if I end up having to fix this myself internally, of course I'm unemployed. Of course I have no income of any kind right now, so I don't know how that's going to work out. Nice sunroof, though.